Hi, I'm Carrie from Penny Modern, and this is DIY bathroom remodel for beginners. And I'm going to give you a tour of our two bathrooms that we remodeled last summer, and to give you lots of ideas and inspiration. And along the way, I'm going to share with you 5 of the most important things that you definitely need to know before you start your own DIY bathroom project. And if you stay to the very end, you'll also get to learn what our biggest mistake was when we did our bathrooms, because our mistake is your benefit. You're gonna learn what not to do. And then also my toddler makes a surprise appearance somewhere in the video. So let's get started. Okay, so first I'm gonna give you guys a little tour of our remodeled bathroom, and I will also shortly give you guys some pictures of the before, so you can kind of see what it looked like. It was kind of a greenish beige and everything, but now it's obviously all kind of white and gray. And so we did this, these are shower walls. It's not real tile. The fixtures are Kohler, so it's a Kohler shower head and then a Kohler handle. So those are gonna last a really long time. The shower comes with 2 little shelves to hold your stuff and a really nice little seat. And I love this because you don't have any grout to clean. And then the really beautiful shower door. And then we have a Kohler toilet. We got a brand new toilet. And then we have this wonderful, this is actually luxury vinyl plank flooring. And then the other thing that we did was we painted all the walls, so it was gray. And we have this light. This is actually a sconce that we turn into kind of a vanity light. And I just thought it was a really modern looking light. And then I have this really cute mirror from Target. And it's a project, I think it's Threshold by Studio McGee, actually, mirror. And then we got this beautiful vanity from Home Depot. And there's a real marble countertop and a very modern looking faucet, also from Home Depot. So this is the main part of the bathroom, and I did want to just go over the first kind of tip we have for you guys, which is the design. Okay, first up is the design plan. So you're definitely going to need to make sure that you spend a lot of time planning things out before you start swinging your sledgehammer. And the design plan is kind of the first thing that you need to tackle. We decided to kind of replicate some of the finishes and colors from our kitchen. So we wanted, our kitchen is gray and white with brass accents. And we decided to do gray and white in here with marble, and then instead of brass, we're doing black and chrome accents. And a lot of my inspiration I got was from Pinterest, so I highly recommend creating a Pinterest board for your DIY bathroom remodel, and making sure you put in all kinds of pictures that you find either on the internet or just on Pinterest, maybe going to Instagram, following some of your favorite interior designers and getting inspiration, right? And then from there, you pick a color scheme, kind of like we did. We kind of replicated some things that were in other areas of our house. So you might want to use, if it's your primary bathroom in the owner's suite, you might want to replicate some of the colors from that. And then of course you also need to figure out what your design style is, because that's going to make it easier to look for things. So it is really a good idea to actually pick things out that you want to use in your bathroom, because that's going to help you in the next step, which is building a budget. Okay, so next up is budget. That is probably the number one question that you have on your mind, like how much is this going to cost me to remodel my bathroom? So according to Home Advisor, the average cost of remodeling a bathroom in the US is around $10,000. You could get away maybe for a very small bathroom that you do pretty much everything yourself, around $5,000. Now that's highly dependent on where you live, because some places labor is much cheaper than others. For me personally, we live in San Diego, California, and so we remodeled 2 bathrooms last summer, and one was around $9,000 and one was around $14,000. So we're in that range. So just to give you an idea of how much things cost, and 70% of our cost was actually the showers and the bathtub shower combo in the other one. Okay, so for budgeting, the first thing that you need to do is cost out your materials. So I would look for them just like online and write them down and include the link and how much everything costs that you decide to pick out. And then you need to gather labor costs. So you have to decide, okay, what am I going to do myself and what am I going to hire out? Depending on your skill level, I would totally try to do as much as you can. YouTube is definitely your friend, and it really helps you save a ton of money because half of a bathroom remodel is the labor cost. So obviously, if you're watching this, you probably want to do it yourself, which is great. And then the other thing is tools. So we didn't have a ton of tools. We did have to buy quite a few, but that's another thing to consider. You might want to look into borrowing tools from somebody you know that has a lot. And then you also need to do a contingency. So the high level recommendation is you build out your total budget and then you add 10% for contingency. And I will tell you, we did 2 bathroom remodels and we needed that 10% because we actually found asbestos tile under one of the layers of tile, and so we had to get it mitigated. So it's like an extra $1,000. So always build a contingency and also expect the unexpected. So just like we did, you're probably gonna find something that you didn't expect, but just make sure you build in a little wiggle room to both your budget and your timeline and you'll be set. Okay, so now I will give you a little tour of our guest bathroom. And this is a bathroom that's in our hallway upstairs that are, if we had guests over staying in one of our guest rooms, they would stay in, or it's primarily used actually by my son and daughter. So the first thing I wanted to go over was we did the vanity. So we did the same vanity as in our master just to have kind of a cohesive look. And this is from Home Depot and it's a marble countertop with the chrome handles. And then we decided to do chrome finishes in here. We just did a really simple mirror and I decided to do this accent wall, which is, this is actually a peel and stick wallpaper. And then we have a nice chrome light that I think is from Home Depot. And then chrome fixtures, we got all new fixtures. I wanted a really kind of a modern or contemporary look. And we got a brand new toilet, and one thing about toilets that I learned is you need to be careful about how big the toilet is. Some of them have the elongated bowl and some of them had a round bowl. If you have a really small bathroom like this, so we did have a door in here. We have a pocket door now, but we had a door that would swing out and it had a rounded toilet like this previously. And if we had gotten the elongated bowl, the door would have actually hit the toilet when you open it. So that's one thing to just make sure you're kind of replacing. If you have a round toilet, you probably want to keep a round toilet because it's probably like that for a reason. And then we did actually a ceramic tile in here that we laid ourselves, and I'll give you some more details on that later. And then we have our Dream Style shower system and tub. So these are all acrylic, which is really easy to clean. And then the Kohler chrome fixtures. Okay, so next up is all about your timeline. So this is very important information. You need to know, like, how long is this project going to take, right? And the way you do that is you figure out, what are the steps you need to take, what things you need to do in what order. First is demo. So you're getting rid of all the old stuff, and then most people would do the shower or the tub shower combo. And then you would do any drywall repair, and then you kind of start at the bottom and work your way up. So you would do flooring and then put in your toilet and then your vanity and your faucet and things like that. And then you would go for your mirror and then your lighting, and then if you have an exhaust fan. So that's the general order. I would write all that down, and whoever you're working on your project with, you would try to assign an amount of time each thing is going to take, right? It's going to depend on your skill level and then also like how big your bathroom is and stuff like that. And then you would just add up all that time, and that's kind of how long it'll take. And then you'll also need to add in some contingency time in case something unexpected happens. In terms of a general high-level timeline, in case you are wondering, it took us about 2.5 to maybe four days for one bathroom, and then the fastest one was probably like 2.5 days. So that gives you an idea, and those are without doing the shower or tub. So if you do have to do the shower and tub, so if you did just like acrylic walls, you're probably looking at maybe 5 to 10 days, maybe. And then if you're doing a lot of tile work, so meaning a tile shower, tile floor, and then tile backsplash, that probably could take more like 2 weeks. So just to be fully transparent. But always remember to budget a little bit extra time for contingency in case something happens or you get a hold up. Okay, next tip is all about how-to videos. So, you know, you're a DIYer or wannabe DIYer, you're like, shoot, everything is on YouTube that I need to know. And this is 100% true. But my big advice to you, and what I wish I would have told myself before I started my project, was you need to watch all the YouTube videos, like watch several on the things that you need to do at least 1 week or at least a few days before you start your project. And the reason why is there were many times where we were literally going to start laying tile or doing the grout or you know, changing the light, and we watched the YouTube video like right as we were supposed to start, and they were like, you need all these tools or you need to do all this prep work. And it really caused a lot of delays, to be quite honest. So definitely educate yourself and watch all those videos. I'm going to include a bunch of links to really good YouTube videos. They are not done by me, but by people like really good, awesome DIYers and probably professional DIYers. So I'll include links to all the videos that helped us, like drywall repair, how to install a vanity, how to install a faucet, how to install luxury vinyl plank, and then a lot of tile videos. So if you're gonna try any tile yourself, I highly recommend that you watch a lot of tile videos on how to lay tile and how to prep for tile, and do this well in advance. And I will tell you in a second why that was really important and actually the biggest mistake that we made for our project. Okay, so my final piece of advice is around flooring. So this was probably one of the more challenging aspects of our project. And we found underneath the tile floor, we found different layers of flooring. So then there was asbestos underneath and we had to get it abated. So we had to call the abatement guys, and it took all this extra time and money. And then the other thing that happened is we decided to do ceramic tile ourselves, and in the other bathroom, and in this bathroom we decided to do luxury vinyl plank. And of the two, if it's your first time doing your DIY experience, I would highly recommend the luxury vinyl plank. It is waterproof, it's approved for bathroom applications, and it's like 10 times easier to install than ceramic. And you can see the different patterns and options they have to choose from are amazing. They have like wood look, they have ceramic look, they have real stone look, and this is kind of like a ceramic looking tile, but it's luxury vinyl plank. And this was so easy to do. It took us like 2 people like 1 day to install. And so I highly recommend it. And then next up is the ceramic tile experience, which that was our biggest mistake that we made on our project. So I'm gonna go over to the other bathroom for that. Okay, so here we are. We are at the last piece of advice for you, which is all about ceramic tile. So this was actually the biggest mistake that we made, was around ceramic tile that we installed ourselves in our project. And so I want to share with you some words of warning so you don't make the same mistake we did. So the big mistake we made was not watching enough YouTube videos to prepare ourselves for this. I think the first mistake we made was around, we basically went and got a tile saw that we rented from Home Depot, and they charge you by the day before watching any YouTube videos. And when we started watching the YouTube videos, we realized there is a ton of prep work you have to do before you even cut a tile. So that is the first thing that we have to say, is make sure you watch a lot of YouTube videos. I know I've said that like 10 times during this video. But what happened was, so basically we had to rush everything once we got the tile saw, because like the clock was ticking and we don't want to pay like $1 million for this tile saw because they charge you by the day. So when we learned is you can't just put mortar down and then lay your tile, you have to use a backer board that's like a waterproof backer board, and that needs mortar on it. And so basically you have to do all this prep before you cut any tiles. So you have to make sure the floor is level and you use mortar to level it, and then you put on this backer board, you screw it in, you have to wait for that to dry like a day. And then you would start putting your and then you need to make sure that that's level. And if it's not, you need to use some leveling compound. So we learned this because, and I'll show you some pictures of the tiles. Our tiles sunk, like some of them are uneven and it does not look good at all. And that's, if we had had a professional do this floor and it looked the way it does, we would have them redo it. Because some of the tiles are very uneven, and that's because some of them sunk because the floor wasn't level. That's potentially one of the root causes. The other one was because when I was wiping off the grout and the haze, I think I might have maybe pushed a little too hard on one of the tiles and it sunk down and I didn't notice it. And so the word of advice is, when you're wiping off the grout and the different tile and the haze and everything, just be really careful. Try not to touch anything too hard and push it down, because then your tiles will be uneven. Like one will be up here and one will be down here. So I'll show pictures of that. But that was the biggest piece of advice is, make sure everything's level and give yourself plenty of time for the prep of the floor and the subfloor. And then the other thing is you also have to allow a lot of time to let the mortar dry. That's a whole day. And then the grout has to dry. That's another day. But that was my biggest thing, was that the tile was kind of not the best, but hopefully you've learned from our mistake, and we'll wrap up in a second. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed the 5 major pieces of advice that I gave you before you start your own DIY bathroom remodeling project. I think that I learned a lot, and one of the big things I learned was, even if you do make a mistake, it can be fixable, it can be livable. In the grand scheme of things, it's probably not that big a deal. Even my uneven tile floors, I literally just put my bath rug over it, and we don't even notice it on a day-to-day basis. So no big deal. Everything's fixable. And I also would love it if you give me a thumbs up if you like my video. And if you want to see more of videos like this, hit the subscribe button. And I will also link to all the YouTube videos that really helped us in our entire bathroom remodeling journey. So you will get all the skills that you need to do everything you need to do. And then I will also link to my blog post, which is a full step-by-step guide on Penny Modern that will show you everything you need to know as a beginner for your DIY bathroom remodel project. So until next time, see you later.